Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papito here. In this video, I want to talk to you about the problem of the tax inversion, which is in Italian known as esterovestizione. So it's a long word, quite scary, because it's one of the biggest problems that a lot of entrepreneurs have when they have basically the problem of moving to Italy and bring their company with them. So what does it mean? It means that imagine you want to relocate to Italy and you have a business, you own a company, you are administrator of this company, and you also possess all the shares, like 100% or the majority of these shares. It happens that the Italian tax authority sees you as as administrator, which means that you are running the company, you are making the biggest decision, the most important decisions. You act like the place of the effective management. If this happens, it means that they can requalify your company by default as an Italian one, and this is quite a big problem because imagine that you don't pay any taxes in Italy because you think that your company is foreigner. But the Italian tax authority sees your company as an Italian one. So after some years, they ask you to pay the profit tax in Italy, the VAT not declared, all the documentation like the balance at the end of the year that you didn't provide, that you didn't submit. And this is going to be a problem because not only have to give back to the Italian state a lot of taxes, but you also have to pay fine and interests because you didn't provide all this documentation and all these bureaucratic steps. So how do you avoid to move to Italy and have this problem from the Italian tax authority? Okay, so there are some scenarios that in this video I'm going to explain you and actually allows you to keep this foreign company also if you move to Italy. The first case is when your business cannot be performed in Italy. So it can only be performed abroad in a country where your company has been incorporated. So your business, for example, is a shop. In this a shop which is physically located in a foreign country. This is a case where actually you can contest an eventual assumption of tax inversions. So you simply say this business cannot be run in Italian territory, of course, is legit having abroad. The other option is when you move to Italy, but your business is an online business, is a business that can be also run from Italy. And this is the case where you cannot easily contest the thing. You cannot contest the assumption of the Italian tax agencies. You have to be very careful and produce a certain kind of documentation, some kind of proof that basically shows that you were running the business from abroad. So you physically moved abroad for the assembly every year and for all most important decisions that you have to make when you run a company. So if you prove that whenever you took a decision, a fundamental decision, and if you're able to prove that the place of effective management was performed abroad, then you can contest this wrong assumption of the Italian tax authority. A third option could be a temporary business. If you perform a business for less than 6 months in Italy for any reasons, you can use a foreign company because it will never be requalified as a foreign one. And the fourth option can be also to sell your share to someone else with a different fiscal residency. This is quite a big difficult to achieve because you have to have an agreement with other shareholders. And those shareholders, they have to live in different countries. So they have to have a fiscal residence in a different country. So the majority of the shares are not owned by anybody with the fiscal residence, with the majority of the fiscal residents from the same country. For example, you own a company, you have more than 50% of the share, you renounce a certain amount of share and you only possess 40% of this share, and the other two parts, let's say 20% of the rest, other 20% are owned by other two people, for example, or another person living in another country with a different fiscal residence. In this way, the Italian tax authority can never be automatically consider your company under the assumption of tax inversion, or called as esterovestizione. So these are the options. Of course, each and every case has to be analyzed carefully. We need to always have a case by case analysis because there is the business to be analyzed, the possibility also to close the foreign company and open an Italian one, which is the most obvious and simple things to do, but of course it's more expensive and you pay more taxes, maybe because you have incorporated your company in UK or from US or from another country where the taxation is very low. The problem of these tax inversion assumptions, default assumptions, is that the Italian tax authority they are always chasing somebody that incorporate a company in a jurisdiction where the tax rate is lower than the Italian one. So because the assumption is that you incorporate a business abroad just because you want to avoid to pay Italian taxes, even though this business can be run simply in Italy. That's the reason why, as a first point, we said that if this business, you can prove that this business cannot be run in Italy, of course it's legitimate to have it abroad. And this is the tax inversion problem that a lot of entrepreneurs might have if they move to Italy. This problem has to be resolved, as I said, with a case-by-case analysis. If you need a consultation about this subject, in the description below this video, you will have our email, ESENtaxa@gmail.com. You can write us, we can give this consultation. You also find the link to our quote and services. And we also provide the tax simulation services in case you want to know in advance, before to move to Italy, how much taxes you're going to pay and understand exactly what would be your tax burden. And then you can take a real decision, because the relocation is always an important decision, and the important things to have is to gather all the possible informations and how much taxes you're going to pay in the future. So it can be a decision-making point. For anything else, just don't forget to subscribe this channel, click the notification bell, and click the like button. Of course, you have the YouTube algorithm to push this channel up a little bit. And if you want to stay updated for free with all the Italian regulation, fiscal law, and news, just follow us again, and see you in the next video.